Okay, we're in section 32 of the notes, and this is about equations of lines. And we have a variety of forms to put down. And then we've covered this in the lecture portion. We have the slope-intercept form down. We have the point-slope form down for you. And we have what's called the standard form. All right, so over here, I'm going to claim that, certainly I might have a favorite way of doing it, but I'll try to satisfy all students by doing it a variety of ways. But the bottom line is you got to be able to do it, all right? So when we get to the examples, which we're going to start, I want to point out in the examples, what I do is I will go through the work. For those students that find the work going too quickly for them, they can watch these little spot videos on the side. But my objective here for each problem is to write down an answer. The answers I'm going to be writing down is I'll be writing down into 3 separate answers for you. Again, the way I do them might be slightly different than the way you do them, but we can't differ on the answers. It's just not possible. All right. So each problem you're going to notice, I'll put down answers for you. All right. We'll go through the whiteboard. We'll go to the whiteboard next, and I'll go through these examples over here. Once we're done with the examples, though, the objective here is you should be able to do homework independent of me or anyone else for that matter. All right. If you need additional support, please come by during office hours, and I'll be more than happy to help you. All right. I'm going to do another share for you. I'm going to share a whiteboard with you, and we'll go through the problem set. And give me a second. Maybe I didn't do that. Give me a second to get this whiteboard going for you. All right, we're there. So what I'm going to do is just talk about, each problem separately. And just to remind you, there's 3 forms, my favorite form and the other forms, but the bottom line, for my favorite form, I can write any form I want down for the most part. There are exceptions, though, and we'll see those exceptions in the problem set. So my favorite form is what's called point-slope form. So point-slope form, whoops, I'll write down that for you, point-slope form. It's my favorite form. What it requires a point. Well, so that's our point, and it requires a slope. And if we have it in this form over here, it's really easy to write down. And what's that going to be? Y minus y1. Again, we would need to know the point. And the point would be y1 at the point. And then m, we would need to know m, and then x minus x1. All right, I like that form. Now, what's the other form I like? All right, well, maybe I don't like it, but other students like it. The other form is called slope-intercept form. It's a form. And what's that form going to be? Y. Well, before I do that, I want to tell you what you need. And what you need here is you need a slope. And you need the y-intercept. I want to emphasize, a lot of people think they're being given the y-intercept when in fact they have not been given a y-intercept. But y-intercept is going to be the form where x is 0, and we're just going to call it arbitrarily b. All right, that's lowercase b. If I have this information, I have the slope and the y-intercept, it's easy to write down. What's going to be y equals mx plus b. Last form, which tends to be a little more cumbersome, is going to be that standard form. And we'll do all of them. That's going to be ax, a multiple of x, plus a multiple y is equal to c. All right. We generally like to have coefficients, nice integer numbers. Not that they have to be, but it's nice to have like a, b, and c to be integer. All right. So what do you need there? Oh, there's 3 things you need. What do you need? You need A, you need B, and you need C. If you got those things, you're doing good. None of those things, you're not doing good. Let's take a look at it. So what do we got over here? And I'm going to write it down for you, and we'll look at the key later. All right. So I'm going to pull it aside. And I have this information over here. And the question is, what do you have? You definitely have a point. This is definitely a point. And this is definitely a slope. I'm going to label this thing. If this is a point, this would be x1. And this would be y1. So I can put the point slope form down, and we'll check it later. So point slope form. I'll put down PS for point slope. All right. So what's that point slope form going to be? Well, it's going to be y minus y1, which is 9, equals m, which is 3, times x minus x1. We're done. All right. I'm going to put down slope-intercept form now. What is required over there? Well, slope-intercept form is y equals m is 3, x plus the b. Let me repeat what b is. B is the y-coordinate of the y-intercept. Well, you know what? This is the y-intercept. And what's the y-intercept? 0, 9. So what's the b? The b is 9. All right, I put down standard form. I'll just call it S for standard. And what I'm going to do there is, I have to solve that equation for a constant. And if I did that, I'll take the slope-intercept form. And what would I get? I would get, minus 3x plus y is equal to 9. You may wonder what I did there. I subtracted, 3x from both sides. I'm going to multiply by minus 1 because I just don't like that leading coefficient to be a negative number. So what would I get? Oops, I didn't mean to put an equal sign there. Let me just go backwards and erase that. And that's going to be 3x. I'll multiply by minus 1 minus y equals minus 9. Let's look at our k, see how we did. Well, I see this. I see this. And I see this. I'm doing okay. Let's go to the next one. And I'm going to pull it on the side for you. We'll look at the key later. Pull this over here. And my claim over here is I have definitely been given a point. This is a point. Whoops, let me go back to black ink. This is definitely a point. Where this would be x1 and this would be y1. And I definitely been given slope. So I'm going to use the point slope form. So PS. What's that? Y. Whoops, I didn't mean to put an equal sign there. I apologize again. I keep doing that. It's y minus y1, which is 5, equals m, which is 4/5, times x minus x1, which is 4. This is done. I like that form. It's easy to write down. Now I'm going to put slope-intercept form down now. Well, initially it seems easy to write down. What do you write down? Y equals m. Now I got a b down, but I do not have a y-intercept. I want to point out this is not a y-intercept. If this were a y-intercept, that would be 0. So my trouble over here, if you're going to use this one over here, you don't know what the b is. So I'll say, I have no idea. This is why I don't like this method. A lot of people believe they have the b when they don't have it. The other reason is for some students, it's going to be really difficult to do. We need to find the b. So what do I know? I know y is 5. How do I know that? I'm looking at it. And I know the x is 4. I'll write this over here. I still don't know b. What am I going to do now? Simplify. And this is work. I don't like the work. I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. Whoa, this is getting really tough, isn't it? Then what am I going to do? I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. What do you get? 9. Then what I'm going to do? Divide both sides by 5, and I finally found b. So let me go back up here, get my eraser out. I'm going to install it now. I'm going to erase this thing over here. And I think I know what that is now, right? That's 9/5. My claim over here, that was really unnecessary to do. And I'll tell you why. I could have got it from this one over here. And let me go through that with you. So what do you get? I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. Right? What do you get? You get 5y minus 25. Again, I'm multiplying both sides by 5. You would get 4x minus 4. Let me keep going. 5y minus 25 equals 4x minus 16. I'm going to add 25 to both sides. You get 5y equals 4x plus 9. I added 25 to both sides. Now divide both sides by 5. What do you get? Y equals 4 fifths of an x plus 9 fifths. Getting the same thing. Again, some people say, oh, they're both work. I don't want to do that work. This is why I like this one. It's virtually no work. Let me put the last form down, which is that standard form. All right. I think it's pretty easy. And I want to point out, I'm still going to use the first equation to do it. And why is that? I'm looking at it. I want to point out what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this over here. And I'm going to write that down now. And what would you get? You would get minus 4x. Right? I'm just rearranging the equation. Plus 5y is equal to, well, if you add 25 to both sides, you get 9. And then I would multiply both sides by minus 1. Let me write that down for you. If you multiply by minus 1, you get 4x minus 5y equals minus 9. Now, I'm hoping I'm getting across to you that the easiest one to write down is this point slope form down, if possible, by the way, not always possible. What's the worst thing? You know, that slope intercept form and then the standard form. But I want to do all three. Right? Why do I put point slope down first? It's so easy to put down. I make mistakes, by the way. Let's see if I made a mistake. Y minus 5 equals 4 fifths times x minus 4. Gee whiz, I got that right. Did I get this one right? 4 fifths of an x plus 9 fifths. Gee whiz, I got that right. Did I get this one right? 4x minus 5 y x minus 9. Bingo, we got it right. All right, let me go to number 3. And I think you probably know what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down what I have. Right? What do I have? I have these 2 points. And I'm going to go for the work. Then we'll look at the key later. So I'm given 2 points. I want to point out that this one over here is a y-intercept, right? And this one over here is just a point in general, just a point. Now, what do I need? I need a slope. And again, you should be familiar with this. I'm going to do the slope formula. So it's going to be 9 minus 6, that's a delta y, over the delta x, which is 1 minus 0. What does this give us? 9 minus 6 is 3. 1 minus 0 is 1. So the slope is 3. So let's write this down. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. All right, I like that form. Let's write it down. Well, someone says, well, which point are you going to use? I'm going to use this one. And let's write down. What do you get? Y minus 6 equals m 3 x minus 0. We're done. This is point slope form. I can write another point slope form down. Let's use a different color. Sorry about that. Now, someone says, do I have to write a bunch of them down? No, but I want to point out there is variations on these. So I'm going to put point slope down in green now. I'm going to use the other point. I'm going to use this point. What do you get? Y minus 9 equals 3, which is the slope, x minus 1. I'm going to write down the slope intercept form. I'll put that down in yellow. What's that going to be? Y equals m x plus b. What's b? It's the y coordinate of the y-intercept, so it's plus 6. All right, I'm going to put standard form down. And what's standard form look like? It's really not bad, but I'll do this one. I'll take this one up here and do it. What do you get? Minus 3x plus y is equal to 6. I'll multiply by minus 1. What do you get? You would get 3x minus y is equal to minus 6. All right, I want to claim there's all kinds of answers. Oh, I'm so concerned. I don't know what answer to put down. The one you put down is the right one. If it's right, it's right. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 different answers to look at. I'm going to show you they're all the same answers though. And so I'm going to put this one over here. I'll write this one as y minus 6. This would be 3x. If I kept moving, I'll look at the key later, by the way. This would be y equals 3x plus 6. Well, let's do this one over here now. All right, I'll push this back. What would you get? Y minus 9 equals 3x minus 3. Let's move over. And what would I do over there? Well, I guess I'd add 9 to both sides. What would you get? Y equals 3x plus 6. What's this guy over here? Well, let's look at it. It's y equals 3x plus 6. They're all the same equation. What's this guy over here? Well, if we solve for y, you would get y equals 3x plus 6. They're all the same. Let's go to my key, though. Let's see what the key says. All right? One step at a time. We're going to grade. Y minus 6. I'm looking at the first one, this one here. 3 times x minus 0. Y minus 9, 3 times x minus 1. They're all the same answer, by the way. Y equals 3x plus 6. Last but not least, 3x minus y equals minus 6. Now, certainly you should know that one is a point slope form, one is a slope intercept form, and one is standard. All right, let's go to the next page, look at those questions. And again, a few more problems to do, but I think you probably know what I want to do. I just want to do the work. And my easy job over here is I see if I can do it. That's my whole goal is, can I do it? Put this over here, move it around. And I'm going to write this down for you. And what it's going to be? Well, they're both points. Neither of those points is a y-intercept. So I got points, so I have. So I need to put slope down. Well, I'll go back to black ink. And that's going to be, let's see, 9 minus 4 over 1 minus a minus 3 is plus 3. What do you get there? 9 minus 4 is 5. 1 plus 3 is 4. So I'm going to put down my point slope forms. And there's two different ones. I'll use this point first. It's going to be y minus 4 equals 5/4 x minus a minus 3, which is plus 3. I'm going to use this point. And what would you get? Y minus 9 equals 5/4 x minus 1. Right. I want to show you that these two equations are exactly the same equation. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to work to solve these things for y. If you did that, I would multiply both sides by 4. You would get 4y minus 16. And then you get 5 times x plus 3, which is 5x plus 15. Let me do this one over here. 4y, and multiply both sides by 4, by the way, minus 36 would be 5x minus 5. I want to keep moving forward one step at a time. Look at the key later. So this would be 4y equals 5x. Let's say I got to add 16 to both sides, right? So it'd be plus 31. Let me put this one down. 4y equals 5x. I'm going to add 36 to both sides. It's still 31. Let me keep moving. I'm going to divide by 4. And what do you get? Well, you get y equals 5/4 of an x plus 31/4. Y equals, I'm dividing by 4, 5/4 of an x plus 31/4. So, I claim over here, it's really not that bad. I mean, I could do that all day long, but I'm starting to realize that even though I wrote down two different forms over here, they both give me the same form. They're both the same. And what's that form? Y equals 5/4. I'll write this over here. This is slope intercept form. Oops. And I don't know, I'll put that in. I guess I'll go for green. What's it going to be? Y equals 5/4 x plus 31/4. Again, I'm working from memory. That's what I have over here. Now let's say I want to put the other form down. And I got to be honest with you, I think I can do it pretty quickly. And I'm looking at it. And so what are you looking at? I'm looking at this over here. And if I did this thing, what would I get? I get minus 5x plus 4y is equal to 31. And you know what? Standard form, really easy to write down now. What do I do? Well, I like to multiply both sides by minus 1. You get 5x minus 4y is equal to minus 31. Now, by the way, this is a good answer. This is a good answer. This is a good answer. And this is a good answer. Which answer do you have? I don't know. Let's take a look. I'll go over here, look at the answer key, see how I did. And I'm looking at it. And I see the first one. Yep, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the second one. I'm seeing this one. I'm looking at my key, by the way, and I'm seeing this one over here. Good news. All right, let's keep moving. Let's go to number 5 now. And I'm going to pull it on the side. This is business over here. I know I get equation of a line, right? And I'm going to blow it up. Don't be discouraged. And I think you probably know what I'm going to do. I got 2 points, neither of which are y-intercepts. I need to get slope though. All right, what's slope? M, whoops, let's go back to black. M equals, let's see what you get. Let's see, 3 minus 3 over 1 minus a minus 5 is plus 5. What do you get up there? 0 over 6, which is 0. Well, I think you know my favorite form. My favorite form is going to be that y minus, well, what point am I going to use? I'll use this point. All right, so y minus 3 equals m, right, times x minus a minus 5. That's done. Let's say you use this point instead. What do you get? Y minus 3 equals 0, x minus 1. These two equations lead to the same thing. And what do they lead to? Y equals 3. All right. Now, if you want to write down the y equals mx plus b formula, what would you write down? Y equals 0x plus 3. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to write down standard form, what's standard form going to be? There are no x's. There is a y, and it's equal to 3. Every single equation I write down is the same equation. What's my favorite? Probably the first one I wrote down. It was the easiest one for me to write down. I'm going to look at the key, though. I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. I get things wrong. Let's take a look. And I'm looking at the key. So I see y minus 3. Yeah, I see my first answer. I see my second answer. I see this answer over here. And I see the y equals 3 answer. I do see that. That's over here, by the way. And what else do I see? Oh, I see that last answer. Bingo, all done. All right, last but not least, let's go to problem number 6. No, we're not trying to confuse you. We're trying to give you some example questions that hopefully make sense to you. And then when you move forward, hopefully when you move forward, you'll do the problem set on your own. All right, what's the first step? Well, I got to write m down. What's m? Let's see, 4 minus a minus 4. And on bottom, I get minus 7 minus a minus 7, which is plus 7. You would get 8 over 0, and this is no good. I can't divide by 0. Slope's undefined. All right, so I got trouble. I can't use that, y minus y1 equals m. I can't use y equals mx plus b. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe I just waste some time and draw a picture now. They didn't ask for it though, but I'm wasting time because I don't know what else to do. So I want to do this. And minus 7, 4. Let's see, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 4 up, right? That's that point. What's the other point? Let's see, minus 7, minus 4. I just go down 4, right? I'll draw my line through there. And what kind of line do you have? A very simple vertical line. And do I know the equation of a vertical line? Of course I do. And what's that going to be? X equals minus 7. All right, that's a nice form. If you want to write standard form down, what are you going to write? X plus there are no y's is equal to minus 7. I cannot write the other two forms down because I have no m. Let's look at the key and see what we got. Both answers. All right. So here's the deal. I know it's difficult. You need to study what's presented to you. You absolutely need to practice, though. This is the worst thing that happens to students. They don't practice. They think they can handle this without practicing. You need to start to practice. You need to get good at this, right? Practice the homework questions, then do the web assign, right? If you need additional help or support, please feel free to come by. Either see me or the tutors that are available at Essex County College. Thank you for attending.